Welcome back to another episode of Outdoor Chef Life. I'm Taku, and our summer in Alaska is over, and now we're heading back down to the lower 48. In order to do that, we got to drive through Canada, of course, and that's where we are now. We just got to this beautiful lake, and we're gonna go do some fishing, of course. And I have that coho from the last episode. I caught two in the last one. If you didn't see that, check it out. But in order to make it last longer or preserve it, I need to smoke it. So that's what we're gonna start with. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna smoke the coho, and then we'll probably get the kayak ready for tomorrow, get some fishing stuff ready, and go out and hopefully catch a pike. I've never caught a northern pike, so that's on the list, on the hit list. All right, let's get started. And I just have cane sugar and kosher salt in here. A little bit more sugar than salt. I got some chili flakes. Let's add that. I'm gonna do a dry brine, generous amount of chili flakes. I like the dry brine because it's much quicker than the wet brine. So we're gonna go with the dry brine. I just have the coho in this in the bag, so I'm gonna do it just right in there. Make sure everything's nicely coated, and we'll just leave that for a couple hours. So we're at a campground here in Canada, and check this out, something that we don't have in the States. Hey guys, quick message. If you want to join me on an upcoming 3-day trip to the Channel Islands to catch lobster, uni, scallops, and all kinds of other seafood, we'll be free diving and fishing. Stick around till the end. We'll have more information on there, but for now, back to the video. Look at this. They provide you with rounds of firewood. You're only allowed to use it in this campground, but they provide you with free firewood. It's so cool. We don't have that. We always have to buy firewood. Of course, you still have to bring your own axe. Oh. So these are the options that I have at the moment. I have some little jerk baits, little rapalas. I got these spoons, got some spinners, and we got swim baits. Huge one. That might work, but that might be too heavy. Or the fisherman's life spoon. What should we use? I've never caught pike, so you know, I don't know what would be the most effective. So we just have to make a guess. Let me know in the comments what you would use out of this pile that I have right now. Jocelyn just made some spaghetti for dinner. It's a little early in the video to do the chug, but cheers. I think this is pretty much ready. A lot of moisture has been brought out. We'll just dry it off a little bit. All I did was pat dry it. I didn't even wash it off. There's still a little bit of salt and sugar on there. That's okay because the dry brine didn't really sit in all the way. I don't want it to get too dark, you know, too late smoking this. So I'm just gonna go ahead, throw it on the fire, on the smoke actually. So right here, this is alder. There's just a bunch of alder just going around, so I just got a piece here. Let's see if I can just break this in half real quick. There we go. This is what we're gonna use to smoke alderwood smoked salmon. And I just have nice hot coals in there. That should be good. I'll just throw it on the grate. It's probably gonna take forever if I just leave it open like this, so I'm just gonna toss a tray on there, try to keep some of that smoke in. Probably use a aluminum foil or something like that too. You're good. Producing a good amount of smoke. Hopefully this will be done in 2 or 3 hours. I think so. Oh, the wood's catching on fire. that was my first Northern Lights experience. So cool. Anyways, let's get the fishing started. So I have a little 1 ounce weight on there, and I decided I'm gonna try out the spoon first. Give it a shot. Yeah, it looks pretty good in the water. First, I'm gonna start out with some trolling. Try to look for them, and maybe if we get into a good spot, I have another rod that has a spinner on it, so we'll cast that as well. Looks pretty good here. Really clear water, a lot of grass. I know people said pike like to hide in those grass beds. There's that. It's also possible that we catch Arctic grayling or even lake trout in this lake, and we can keep any of those species. So whatever we catch, we're gonna be doing a catch and cook. Hopefully we don't skunk. This is a really quiet lake. No other boats on the water. I haven't seen any signs of fish. Not even any bait fish or anything like that. It's really clear. I can see straight to the bottom. Oh, I just saw something on the surface here. Just the water kind of rippled. Let's just troll over that. I'm just gonna check. Make sure I don't have any grass on here. The wind just picked up out of nowhere. Hopefully it calms down. If not, if it gets worse, we might have to get off the water. Only been fishing for, I don't know, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Okay, let's get off the water. It's getting really, really windy. I can't even turn the kayak. There we go. We'll take a little 10-minute break, see if it calms down a little. But here's the smoked salmon from last night. It came out just perfectly. Look at that. Oh boy, the belly section. Perfect. Great texture, just lightly salty, slightly sweet. Try the skin too. The skin has a lot more flavor, a little sweeter, almost caramelized. Once we have this smoked salmon, there's so much we can do with it. I like eating it when I'm fishing, just as is, like this, and it gives me good luck sometimes. But we can also make things like salmon dip, which Jocelyn loves. It's a great road snack, you know. And we actually already made some salmon chowder too. That's really good using the smoked salmon. Just top it on bagels or make a sandwich with it, you know, all of the above that we can do. So it doesn't really get boring. There's a lot of recipes that we can do on top of this. Still a little windy, but we'll change our tactic. Instead of trolling, I'm just gonna let the wind slowly drift me just along the edge, and we'll throw the spinner out. And I can cast in different directions and I don't have to troll. Yeah, let's give it a shot. And the wind is not as bad along the edges as it is in the middle of the lake. And I was in the middle of the lake because there's a little shallow patch out there. So I was testing that water, seeing if I can get anything in that shallow part of the lake in the middle. Fish on, fish on. Doesn't feel too big, but fish is a fish. Let's see what it is. Oh shoot, I think it's a pike. I think it might be a pike. Oh no, it's a lake trout. Lake trout maybe? Right by the boat launch. Okay, it's not a pike, but maybe a lake trout, which we can keep, I think, one of. Don't come off. It's all barbless hooks here. So, oh, come on, let's just land them. And there we go. We got him. And it is a lake trout. One lake trout. All lake trout longer than 26 inches. Okay guys, well, I'm gonna bonk this guy because we're gonna harvest him. Even though he's not too big, it's a good eater size. Thank you, buddy. We got a nice little lake trout. I have actually never eaten lake trout before, so this is first time. Well, our new tactic worked pretty fast. Okay, there's one more look at the lake trout. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. I'm gonna bleed them out. These lake trout get gigantic, and obviously this is a small one, but at this lake in particular, we're not allowed to keep anything over 26 inches. So this is actually a good size. Still want to catch a pike though. We'll keep fishing a little longer. Man, the northern pike eludes me. Don't know why. I don't think they're an elusive fish. People say they're really aggressive. They'll hit pretty much anything. Fish on. No, oh, this is a grayling. Cool. Oh, this is a really cool fish. This is a freaking awesome grayling. Look at that. Comes right off. Beautiful. Check it out. Here's the salmon chowder. Just a little bit left over. So we got to get on the road and we'll cook up this lake trout on our next spot. And we just got to the Liard Hot Springs. We're gonna enjoy a little hot spring action right now. And it's gonna get a little too dark, so we'll just cook the trout in the morning for a little breakfast. Sounds good to me. Oh, it's so hot.
Is that camera working?
Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah, it's waterproof. Yeah.
Does it heat and waterproof?
Hopefully.
Oh, it's hot.
This hot spring is super nice, and it's right off the highway, super convenient. On the way back from Alaska or way to Alaska, stop any of those times and look at the water. It's super clear and blue, and it's hot. Like the temperature up here is like over 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and then down at my toes, it's actually like really nice and cool. The temperature difference varies a lot. It's pretty crazy. Oh, but this is freaking awesome. Well, guys, we'll see you in the morning, and we'll make some trout for breakfast. I think we're gonna do like a little Japanese style shioyaki trout. Sounds good to me. Maybe a little miso soup. Oh, I have natto. We're gonna do that too, and rice. All right, we'll see you in the morning. And good morning. We are ready to get cooking. I'm actually gonna cook it on a stick, like how I did with that smoked salmon a couple months ago. I think that was really cool. I want to try that again. First, I'm gonna try to make the stick into something that I'll be able to do that with. So we already got it started. I'm trying to just split it down the middle. It's a pretty thin piece of stick, so it's gonna be hard not to break it. And I'm just doing it like this, so just slowly. Nice, nice. It's splitting pretty well. Nice. That's about good right there. That's about the length of the fish. I have a little bit of cucumber left, so I'm gonna make some sinomono with this. Thinly sliced cucumbers. Generous amount of salt and vinegar. Just a little bit left. Just basically doing a little quick pickle, and then we'll kind of drain it out and add sesame oil and sesame seeds. I'm gonna chop some green onions for our miso soup. I'm gonna chop some to top our fish too, but for the fish, we'll slice it a little differently, just at a diagonal. Here's our little lake trout. Let's go ahead and do a reverse butterfly, and we're gonna keep the head on too. And we'll just take the bones out, take the spine out. I'll show you how we do that. So start at the bottom here. It's already gutted, already scaled and gutted. So first, I'm gonna cut right there, just at the starting from front of the anal fin all the way to the tail. Just gonna split that. There you go, and then come up, and we're going to cut through the rib cage here. There we go, and then we just follow the bones, but don't cut all the way through to the other side. There we go, and then the head, chop it in half, but keep the head on. Yeah, pretty. It's got orange meat. It reminds me of like a tangerine or something like that kind of color. And then we'll take this spine out and we'll flip it, and from right here, just back of the head with the heel of the knife, keeping the pressure up against your fingers. So I think I want to keep the tail on as well, so just gonna tuck the tail in and chop that. There you go. So we just have the spine right there, and the rib cage as well. I think I'll take that off because it'll be really annoying to eat with the rib cage on. There you go. Rib cage is off. And that's it right there. Reverse butterflied. Still have the pin bones in there. I'm gonna keep that in there. I think it'll keep the meat together a little more while I'm grilling it. And I got my stick. Let's see if I can put it on here. See, the only thing, I'm not sure if, I think I'll go in head first. That's what I did last time, I think. All right, now we gotta put some cross supports. I wonder if I could just get away with that. Just 2 supports and no support on this side. Just cook it on the skin side, pretty much. I have a little bit of rope. I'm gonna just tie up the top. I'm putting a string through the tail, and I'm gonna tie it off up the top. That seemed to help last time. All right, that's it right there. I think that's gonna work pretty good. Just gonna season it with salt. That, and then go pretty generous on the skin side, even the tail. I'm just gonna rub a little bit of sesame oil in there. I think it's ready. And our fire's nice and hot. Let's go. All right, let's get it on the fire. Perfectly elevated so the flames aren't touching it. Let's get a good amount of heat. It's nice having it on a stick. I can control the heat much better. If I want it hotter, just bring it closer to the fire. You can see it's starting to cook. Just gonna finish off this meat side like this, right next to the fire. If I flip it upside down, everything will fall off. So that's why I'm doing it like this. All right, I think that is done. Look at this. Look at that. That looks great. I guess I can just split the wood. And this is the only part that fell off, just half of the head. That looks great. Beautiful. This fish came out so nice.
Yeah, it looks like you almost fried it. Very crispy looking.
Crispy. With a little kelp chili crisp on there. Yeah, don't mind if I do. We got some cinnamon, just a little pickled cucumber basically. And we also have miso soup made out of the fish bone actually. That spine, we added that into the soup. And we also have natto. So we actually got this in Anchorage and we had a couple more left.
You bought like 12.
Yeah, I did. Have you guys tried natto yet? You tried it yet? It's not for everybody. I see it's not for everybody. The sliminess is not an exaggeration. That is for real. That is for real. Alright, miso soup.
Miso soup's good.
It's delicious. Alright, let's try the fish. Feels firm. Want this?
Oh, sure. Thank you.
There you go. Looks great. Ooh, smoky. That's good. Really, really good. And I think that's better than rainbow trout for sure. Let's try some fish and some natto and some rice. That right there is a perfectly cooked fish. That's such a cool way to do it. A fish on a stick technique. A little fin.
Very good.
Cucumber. Love it. All right. Well, where are we headed off to next?
Jasper.
Jasper.
But yeah, the northern lights were cool.
Yeah, that was something special. Hopefully we get to see more intense and longer shows.
Oh, we didn't have beer today.
We didn't have beer today because it's too early. A little bit. We gotta drive. We got several hours of driving today. I could do a tea chug. Hot. Anyways, guys, if you liked the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Not told, baby. If you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching till the end. It actually really helps out the YouTube algorithm if you watch the entire video. But anyways, let me tell you about this trip we have planned. The trip is going down just in a few weeks, from October 16th to the 19th. We're going to be staying on a liveaboard boat. at the Channel Islands, and we'll be meeting and taking off out of Santa Barbara, California. The boat that we're going to be on is called Vision. It's a big 85-foot boat and sleeps 30 people, but we're only inviting 18 of you guys, so that's the cap, the maximum amount of people that are going to be going on this trip with me and Jocelyn. We're going to be fishing, we're going to be free diving, but experience is not necessary. But don't expect to catch a limit of lobster if it's your first time free diving. If you've gone snorkeling, or you've basically done free diving. That's what it is, but you put a weight belt on and we dive down a little bit, and we're diving anywhere from 5 to 30 feet. That's what I dive anyways, and you can catch plenty of lobster, sea urchin, scallops like I mentioned, and there's plenty of fish around that area, that depth. One thing, you do have to bring your own equipment, but there is a dive shop right at the harbor where you can rent all the dive gear that you need. A couple more things you need is a fishing license for sure, and when you grab this fishing license, make sure to get the ocean enhancement and the lobster report card. We'll be fishing off the boat for rockfish and halibut most likely, but there's potential for yellowtail in the area, and who knows what else will be there. So bring your rod and reel as well, but if you don't have rod and reel, I can provide you with some extra that I have, but just let me know so I know to bring you one. In the boat, there's a big communal space with a nice kitchen, so that's where we're gonna be doing our cooking portion, and we're gonna be making dinner. All food is provided, but BYOB, we're gonna be cooking our dinner, our catch, and we'll have a little workshop on how to process all the fish, how to process the lobster, and how to take care of it, and how you can make uni last the longest. We'll talk about all of that stuff on the boat, and yeah, have a fun workshop, and of course end it with the most epic meal that you will ever see done on a boat. The trip cost is going to be $1,700 per person, so it is not cheap. I understand that, but to live aboard on a boat for a few days costs a bit of money. So if you think you can join me on this last minute notice, I would love to have you there. Let's go make some memories. More info in the description, and you can sign up at the link in the description as well. See you there.